So for those of you that have watched me for a while now, you will know that I am just an ever so slight fan of the Ghostrunner game, and I've spent quite a bit of time playing it, doing like speedruns, and also streaming it a few times as well. I've also said that there must be a DLC or a sequel on the way, and I just want to make this video to explain why I think that and what I think it might be about. But before we get into that, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, otherwise I will throw my cat at you, and he is a little fatty. To explain very quickly, in Ghostrunner you are playing as Jack, who is the last remaining Ghostrunner. You are contacted by a voice you find out is someone called the Architect, who then sets you on the path to kill Mara, aka the Keymaster. Partway through the game you also get in contact with someone called Zoe, who is the last remaining survivor of the Climbers. They were a rebel group trying to plan a rebellion against the Keymaster, who was basically using the lower levels of Dharma Tower as slave labour, while the higher levels of the cyberpunk megastructure lived in luxury. Zoe then helps to guide you along your way alongside the Architect. I'm not going to go more into depth than that on this video, purely because the story is kind of complicated if you listen to all the dialogue and the hints from the recordings, and it would make this video like 20 minutes long if I explain all of the story. But there are quite a few things in this game that either A, don't get explained, or B, raise more questions. So my thoughts are that a DLC could be some sort of prequel to the main game, and it would fit kind of nicely into the story. It could explain what was actually going on before Adam, who is the person who makes the Architect in his own image, gets killed by Mara. It could also explain why Jack is so different and why the Architect seems so unwilling to tell him who he actually is other than an engineered human. The Architect also seems embarrassed to talk about the relationship between Adam and Mara, saying they were just associates, aka you were definitely banging more than atoms together. So in my eyes, for a DLC, they could easily make a short story that is a prequel based on these things, that explain Jack's lore, explain Adam/the Architect and Mara a little bit more, that go into that side of things leading up to the start of the main game. The only difficulty with that I can see would be playing as Jack, as he wouldn't quite be the same as in the main game. He would be more robotic and obedient due to not being, in quotation marks, fixed by the climbers. Though him being fixed does also happen before the start of the main game, so maybe that could tie into it as well. Though I guess as long as we get to run around slashing things, that could be a non-issue, as it would be interesting to see the difference between GR74 and Jack. For a sequel, I would assume it would happen after the main game, and unless they add some kind of new element to Dharma Tower, the only place it could actually happen is outside of the tower itself. As you just helped the climbers to take over the tower and just set people free, who would you be fighting inside of the tower? So surely it must be outside. I'm not too sure on how the next game could go, but if it does happen to be outside, we already know that Jack can breathe in the toxins and be okay, as was explained in the earlier levels of Ghostrunner. So maybe you'll be going out in search of any other structures or survivors, who knows, maybe you'll even be put against enemies trying to break into the tower, as they know that it has resources and food for thousands of people. But I don't think the developers will just let it end with one game, that's for sure. The story is far from explained or completed, and I need more of it, that's definite. Let me know what you think could fit into a DLC or a sequel to Ghostrunner if you have any thoughts on that. But that pretty much wraps up this video, so I will see you for the next one.
The man who faced his own creators and proved them wrong. The man who made a choice when he was told he had none. The Ghostrunner.